Welcome back to another episode of the Face Mask Podcast. And I'm here with Orb, and we're going to talk about, as promised, we're going to talk about the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow and the flaws that Cincinnati is doing in, in protecting Joe Burrow. What they're doing is very flawed. Very flawed. It's almost diabolical. And you want to go ahead and lead us off?
Yes, so I think Joe Burrow needs to leave town in the Cincinnati Bengals. We have seen success happen there. Obviously, they made a Super Bowl appearance, and I'm sure a lot of Bengals fans remember that. That is the closest they've ever got to success in a very long time. So, yeah, I'm sure Bengals fans are happy about that. But you just gotta realize it's not pretty over in Cincinnati. Yes, they have Jamar Chase, one of the best wide receivers we've ever seen. T. Higgins, who's a really good wide receiver too. Chase Brown, who is a solid running back. And Trey Hendrickson, who is one of the better defensive ends. But, like I said to No Doubt Dog earlier, the GM runs it like an 11-year-old. You need linebackers. You need defensive backs. They could be more aggressive in calls, and then most importantly, they need an offensive line.
Yes.
Obviously, the Bengals don't have a great offensive line or a great defense. They just are running this off skill positions only, and they're just not aggressive enough. They make trades, which I know it's not easy making trades in the National Football League. So even if you're not making a trade, just go out and attempt free agency. They could have maybe tried to get Grady Jarrett, the defensive tackle, former Falcon, who is now a Bear. They could have tried to get him on the defensive side of the ball. They could have tried to get, I believe it was Wolf Rise who left the Colts. And no, they didn't. Solid right guard. They could have maybe tried to call the Dolphins to get Jalen Ramsey, since the Dolphins just gave up on Jalen Ramsey and traded him to the Steelers. And it's just like they aren't making great moves. They aren't drafting either. Now, I get free agency and trading. That is persuading somebody.
I'm going to interrupt you for a moment because I just thought of this right now.
Go ahead.
You talk about the Dolphins, going to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
What about Larmy Tunsil?
Yeah.
The Dolphins shipped him away, so they were open to trading him.
Yeah.
He's an offensive lineman he's better than mid. He's not the greatest, but he's a hell of a lot better than what Cincinnati has.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I just thought of that.
That was a good point.
Yeah.
A good point. Like offensive linemen, they like you can trade for them. I mean, I'm sure if it's a solid one, they're a team is going to be happy to trade them away, but you got to make some attempts, dude. You have a franchise quarterback, Joe Burrow. He would have won MVP last year if you guys would have actually made playoffs. He is one of the best quarterbacks we have seen in modern football, but he's definitely earned that right, I believe. I would say he's one of the better NFL quarterbacks. He has had injury problems because he's behind a horrible offensive line. And yes, they need to work on the defense as well. But like I was going to say earlier, make the attempt in the draft. At least with free agency and trading, you got to persuade somebody. You have to persuade a team to accept the trade. You have to persuade somebody to go and sign with Cincinnati. And obviously that
it would have been easy if you did it after the Super Bowl.
After the Super Bowl appearance. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Super Bowl appearance. Yeah.
But like you could, and then if it really doesn't go your way and you have horrible luck, which I don't think it is, I just think the GM's a dumbass. That's what I truly think. But even if everything doesn't go your way, every single transaction you have tried doesn't go your way, at least you got the draft, and you can attempt to draft an offensive lineman. And they haven't done that besides this past year, and they got Amarius Mims, and he's been mid at best, but performing like a first-round pick, no. And he hasn't had a whole lot of playing time either. Other than that, though, what was stopping them from drafting a lineman in 2020 2022, 2023. I know you did some research on the draft, so let's go ahead and dissect their draft classes.
Yeah, we're going to go, yeah. You want to read what Justin had to say?
Oh, yeah, Justin, the other guy on the podcast.
Yep.
This is what he said. We all remember that Andrew Luck had his promising career come down to an early retirement from him never getting O-line help.
Very comparable.
Well, as hard as it is to believe, Joe Burrow has actually had even worse protection problems. In Luck's first 71 games, he was sacked a total of 157 times.
Oh boy.
In Burrow's first 71 games, he's been sacked a whopping 201 times. It's sure looking like we'll see another superstar QB retire early for personal health safety if the Bengals don't open their wallets for multiple O-linemen next season. I wish the best for Burrow, but I think he needs away from that franchise because I'm sure they won't address it soon enough. And absolutely right. Even if they did it next year, even if they did it tomorrow, even if they did it the second we upload this episode, if they didn't do it enough, this should have been done 2 years ago, at least 2 years ago. So yes, Justin is 100% correct.
Because offensive linemen do take time
to develop. Yes.
No one. I mean, unless you're picking early in the first round, or maybe if you get lucky in the middle of the first round, you can get a Joe Alt. Yeah. It didn't take him very long, but that was a first round pick.
Yeah.
So those are more favorable to be ready right away.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not a dime a dozen.
No.
Like, you will get maybe 1 to 2 of them per draft that are ready right away. All the other ones, they take 2 to 3 years to hit their potential. Be like, oh, this was a good pick. Got this guy in the second round. Got this guy in the third round, and he's actually he's not a superstar offensive lineman, but he's pretty damn good. So
I agree. I completely agree.
All right, so Burrow. Okay, we just want to touch on Burrow. He's out 2 to 3 months. It's a grade 3 turf toe injury. They graded it a grade 3. There's grade 1, 2, and 3, but grade 3 is the worst. I don't know if there's a grade 4 or anything, but grade 3 is pretty bad. And what that is, it wasn't like a fall or anything, or I don't know, maybe it was, but you could get a turf toe injury just by running.
Yeah.
Why is he running? Because of the bad offensive line. That's why he's running. So, and he might be back early December, late November. If he's back before Thanksgiving, that's, I guess it's great for the Bengals. But is it good for Joe Burrow? No, it's not. Because they're not going to improve that offensive line by Thanksgiving. And honestly, for Joe Burrow, I'm giving you some advice. Based on their record, when you're cleared by doctors that you're allowed to run on the field and take physical contact, don't come back unless that the Bengals are in playoff mode. Are they projected to make a wild card? They're not winning the division. They're not. So they're going to have to fight for a wild card. Are they on track to be wild card eligible, by Thanksgiving, beginning of December?
If they get very lucky.
Extremely lucky. Yeah. So, but if they're not, Joe Burrow, don't come back. This season's a wash. If you come back and they're healthy and they're 4-10, or whatever, no, just this season's a wash anyway. Don't come back and risk your career for playing another 3 games, another 4 games to finish out the season, and you're not even making playoffs. No. Stay home. Go in the box and call plays. If their record's that bad, I'm predicting it'll be that bad. Do you think they got a shot at wild card?
I actually do think they do. which we did discuss in the last episode a little bit, talking about if they're contenders or pretenders.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a good shot, but I think they have a slim margin. They did only miss playoffs by 1 game last year, which, I mean, missing it by 1 game and having that bad of a defense and offensive line, that's oddly impressive for your skill players, because they did carry the shit out of that team.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, they can only do so much. If you have a good offensive line, you normally have a pretty good team. Jalen Hurts and Justin Herbert, they get a lot of critique thrown at them, but they have great offensive line. That is why they perform every single game day. It just makes your life a lot easier as a quarterback if you have a good offensive line. So, yeah, they do have a slim shot, but I don't know if I'd be saying that if they started 2-0, but they did, so they wouldn't need a full-on collapse to happen, and I mean, the Joe Burrow injury is making it pretty easy for that collapse to happen.
It is.
But as long as Jake Browning can squeak out 2 or 3 wins, and Joe Burrow comes back at the earliest estimated time, I think they can maybe squeak a wild card spot.
Yeah. And that's Justin brought up a good point. Like it's very comparable to Andrew Luck. That was a really good comparison.
Yes.
And actually, because everyone was like, no one took fault for Andrew Luck retiring early, because they saw what he was going through. It was god awful, and Burrow is that. He's doing the same thing. I mean, Andrew Luck don't have a Super Bowl appearance like Joe Burrow does, but I mean it's the exact same thing despite that. Yeah. And I just want to talk about the draft breakdown and talk about these. They've been 5 drafts that the Cincinnati Bengals have done since they got Burrow. There's been 5. And I want to break down, I did my homework, and 2021, who they take in the first round? Jamar Chase. Which Burrow, my agent told me that Burrow called that. He wanted Chase.
Yeah.
So which makes sense. I mean, you gotta.
I'm not gonna fault them for that.
No.
Obviously, it worked.
You need at least one piece to throw to. At least one.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
The second round of 2021, they take a tackle. Okay.
It's looking pretty good.
Yeah. That's good thinking. Jackson Carman.
Yeah, and we tried looking up his PFF stats, which obviously, if you guys don't know, normally for linemen you look at the PFF stats because they don't have a whole lot of statistics to go by. Nothing. I don't think he's played a snap in 2 years. He's been like a backup, maybe a couple snaps here and there, but he's not even rostered on the Bengals anymore. So that was a complete dud.
For a second round pick, yeah,
round pick.
That's a swing and a miss.
Second round pick, he should at least be a starter. I mean, yeah,
or at least a backup on the same team that drafted him.
I think for a second round pick, you should at least be a starter.
I
think that's
well,
fair.
And this is 2021.
I'm not saying a good starter, so just quality enough to start the game.
Yeah, this is 2021, and that's the 2-3 years. Why isn't he starting now in 2025?
Well,
he's had the time.
He's not even been on the Bengals.
Yeah.
Complete dud there.
So, before we even we did the first 2 rounds, I want to talk about what they're doing grades wise. He brought up PFF, and I got PFF grades. In passing the Bengals in 2021, their grade was a 42.6 passing grade. That is abysmal. That's abysmal.
If you guys don't know about PFF grades, basically, it kind of works the same way as regular school grades work. And if you guys haven't been in school for a while, I'll break it down for you. Basically, anything below a 65 or below is an F. So So a 46, that is like an F minus minus.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to summer school.
And then
you might even be going to night school too.
And then like around the 70 through 65 range, that is, yeah. And then I think it like works anything 75 through 85 is
respectable.
And then 85 and up is like one of the better in the league.
Yeah.
One of the better in the league.
Like,
and then,
like the Eagles.
Yeah.
Go Birds. I said that for my counselor. He's an Eagles fan, so he'll like the video. Okay. Anyway, in 2022, the Bengals passing PFF grade, they were the second worst. They were 31st. Second worst in the league. Holy smokes. Like, you got this great quarterback. Why is your pass blocking the second worst in the league? 2023, I looked it up. It was they had I don't know if I dive deeper, I could have got a passing grade, but overall as a rank for 2023, their overall grade, run blocking and pass blocking, they were ranked 26. 26 out of 32. That's not good. That is
bottom 10 for the last 3 years. Last 3 years, or 4 technically, yeah.
Yeah.
4 years, they've been bottom 10.
And last year, 2024, I broke it down to their run blocking. They were the worst in the league. 32nd. The worst run blocking. Okay. Passing. This is about Burrow, so passing, they were 27th in pass blocking. 27th. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Like, dude, Joe Burrow, leave, Cincy. Now we'll go back to why to leave. Because if those grades, during his career thus far, if those grades aren't enough for you to leave, I don't even know why he re-signed the deal. You know, he extended his he did a 5-year extension, so it ends in 2029. At this rate, he won't be playing football until 2028, 2027. I mean, do you disagree?
No, I don't. Like, this is bad.
Something's got to give. This guy, oh my goodness, he's getting... Oh, okay, so back to the 2021 draft. Jamar Chase with their first-round pick. That's good. You need a weapon. They took a tackle in the second round. Very good. Your pass blocking is league worst. But it didn't pan out. Jackson Carman, not a good pick. But the draft is always a gamble. You're always rolling the dice. So, okay, they rolled the dice. They lost. Now, in the third round, they took linebacker. They had 3 fourth-round picks. They took defensive end, defensive tackle, and then with their last pick in the 4th round, they took another tackle, some guy named Smith.
And again, if we don't give you guys PFF stats, that just means they really haven't had enough starting time in the league. So he barely played, and he's not on the Bengals either.
Yeah, he was the 139th pick in the draft.
Which that's understandable if that doesn't pan out, because that's kind of a dart throw.
Yes,
the second round pick, and he's not a starting on your team in 4 years down the road. That's like, all right, that was a dog shit pick. You got burned.
So they took McPherson in the 5th round of 2021, and they took another offensive lineman, a center, Trey Hill. I let Orb search him up, and he came up with nothing.
I don't think he's rushed on the Bengals either anymore. So yeah.
So they had 10 picks in 2021 after Burrow's rookie year. They had 10 picks. They took 3 offensive linemen. 3. Of those 3, 0 have worked out. Like, look at that. They took 3 and That's what they got. They got a 0.
They got fucked.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So one draft they missed completely on.
Which I think Bengals fans, honestly, I don't want to speak for Bengals fans, but I think they would take that because they got Jamar Chase out of that draft. So it's like they eventually it's a win, but just wait until you hear the rest of these drafts.
Oh yeah,
it's not just one bad draft class on O lineman. It's much more. But we'll leave that up to No Doubt Dog.
2022, they had 6 picks. They didn't have a 6th round pick. They probably traded away, and so they had 6 picks. They took one offensive lineman, and they took him in the 4th round. Cordell Volson in the 4th round.
Don't like that. I don't like how you waited to the 4th round. I do have a little bit of a scouting report on him.
Based on these grades.
Yeah, I don't like how you waited to the 4th
round.
I would at least if you're still having O-line struggles, I would do 3 rounds and up. But
for offensive linemen, yes.
Especially after you just got a very solid receiver, so you're trying to invest in your defense. Or your offense, because you just got Jamar Chase. But anyway, we do have a little bit of a scouting report on Cordell Wilson. He is still on the Bengals, and he's actually getting a good amount of playing time. He was a tackle, drafted as a tackle, moved to guard. They moved him to guard. They normally kind of do that when you're slower off the edge, but it doesn't always mean you're bad. It's not what it always means. But last season, Cordell Volson, he had the 7th most sacks allowed in the league among offensive guards. So, definitely not a home run pick by any means. At least he's good enough to start, but he's not great. So, at least he got a starting piece, because you need to send 5 guys out there, but he's not good. He's not good.
Yeah.
And you can't expect much more from a 4th round pick. That's being a lazy GM, in my opinion. You can't wait till the 4th round.
He was the only offensive player they took in 2022. The rest of them, 1st, 2nd, 3rd round were defensive players, and then the 5th and the 7th round defensive players.
Which would be fine if this paid out for their defense, because the Bengals have a bad defense as well. The only pick I like from this draft is Cam Taylor-Britt in the 2nd round. I like Cam Taylor-Britt. He's solid. But other than that, dog shit. Everybody else in this draft.
Yeah. All right. So this is the draft that I have the most. Like, this is epic fucking fail. You need to go see a counselor. 2023. They have 8 picks in 2023 draft. How many offensive linemen do you think they take?
Oh, 2023. Okay, so this is coming off 2 years, 2 or 3 years of Burrow being in the league and having a bottom 10 offensive line. I'm gonna say they take
8 picks.
I would hope a minimum of 2, since they still haven't figured it out.
Yeah,
2 or 3, I would hope, because they do need to still fill in that defense. But I would say, if I was a Bengals fan, I'd be happy with 2 or 3.
I would say 3 minimum. But guess what Cincinnati Bengals ownership did?
Let's hear it.
0 offensive linemen drafted in 2023. When your grades are this bad the years prior in 2023. Well, like, what the fuck?
This is like having a failing grade in history class and studying math.
This is like failing a fucking test and the test is open book.
Yeah, that's a better comparison.
Like
the research fuck? Is right here. We're two fans, and you guys get paid millions of dollars to do research. What do we need to draft? What do we need to draft in free agency? Who should we go on and trade? And you're gonna sit in your comfy office chair up in Cincinnati, probably eating Skyline chili, not doing dog shit, and say, let's go ahead and draft this kid from Utah. tight end. I'm not talking about a real player, obviously, but that's probably what they're fucking thinking. Let's take this tight end that no one's ever heard of instead of getting a fucking offensive lineman. And it's like,
holy smokes.
what are we doing? What are we doing?
23, they had the first pick was the 28th pick. They took Miles Murphy. Respectable. DJ Turner in the second round. Respectable.
I like him.
Jordan Battle. Respectable. But what about your offensive line?
Yeah.
Okay, well, in the fourth round, what do you take a wide receiver?
I just don't see it.
The fifth round, that you snagged Chase Brown.
It's a good pick.
Good pick. Not needed. Not needed. Was a running back more needed than an offensive lineman? You're damn right it was.
It's a good pick, but keep in mind, they had Joe Mixon.
Yes.
Which I get you need a solid backup, but since you got bigger shoes to fill.
Yeah.
You just do.
They have two 6th-round picks in 2023. They took another wide receiver and a fucking punter. And the last round, they took a quarterback. Really? I'm surprised that Cincinnati's defense is so fucking bad because they really did.
I just think they're bad at scouting.
That clearly, because they do draft a lot of defense. In 2022, they only took one offensive player, and that was at Cordell Volson in the 4th round. The other 6 picks, the other 5 picks, they were defensive players. Like they're taking defense, but they're missing hitting a home run. Like, oh goodness. And then 2024.
Yes, this is finally the year they take an offensive
with the first round
lineman in the first round, Marius Mims, which we said earlier.
As of right now, he's mid.
He's been nothing special. I actually do got his reports right here. This year, which we're only 2 games in, so take it with a grain of salt. But his grade is a 46.6. That is not good. He's not had a good first 2 games. And that ranks him 74th at a 85 of all offensive tackles. And last year, he didn't play a whole lot, so they didn't even have a full report on him. He only started around, I think, 3 games. So, yeah.
Cool. That's a tough pill to swallow.
Bengals fans better be praying he works out and is just a very slow start. Like, very slow starter or slow learner.
Yeah.
Because, Whew.
And so, end of the second round, they took defensive line Jenkins. Third round, they took wide receiver Burton. Defensive line, again, they had 2 third-round picks.
No, I don't know why we're going defensive line again. Because this is, I don't think Sam Hubbard officially retired at this point either. Yeah. So you had Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard, which is a pretty solid duo. And you're taking back-to-back.
Maybe the writing was on the wall for Hendrickson to leave or not re-sign him.
I mean,
maybe that's why they were going after.
I get preparing for that, but dude, I mean,
Joe Burrows getting hurt every year.
You suck at drafting fucking defensive players. Go to free agency or something.
Yeah,
because fire all your scouting, all your scouts.
Do like what the Eagles did. The Eagles missed on. My counsel will be offended, but the Eagles couldn't draft a good wide receiver at all. Like a wide receiver for the 1 and 2.
Time, yeah.
What did they fucking do? They made a fucking trade to get A.J. Brown.
You need to grab some balls and do a trade.
Yeah, you got to do a trade. If you're,
Devontae Smith, they got.
If your scouting department is swinging and missing that fucking much, then make a trade. You know, I mean, the Eagles eventually did get a really good wide receiver in the draft, but it took a fucking while to get Devontae Smith.
Yeah, because they.
He's probably the second best wide receiver too, and I mean, you can compare him or T. Higgins, as a best wide receiver too in the league, you know. But it did take the Eagles that fucking long that they were like, dude, okay, we're tired of this. We're gonna do a trade and get A.J. Brown from the Titans. So you got to do that. So They had 10 picks in last year's draft, 2024. 10 picks. How many offensive linemen these assholes take? 2. They didn't take their second one. They took Mims first round. Okay, let's go. They don't fucking take their next and last offensive lineman till the second, 7th round pick they had. At pick 237, they took center Matt fucking Lee.
That's just lazy. I think that's just lazy.
Like, what the fuck is going on here, Cincinnati? Like, oh my goodness, Joe Burrow. How could you want to stay?
How can you stomach that organization?
Yeah.
I mean, they did give you a lot of money, but wow, the general manager and scouting department are like just showing they don't care that you have to run for your life every snap.
In this past draft, 2025, their first 2 picks, defensive, was Stewart, and second round pick, Knight, linebacker. Then in the 3rd round, they woke out of that coma that they were in, and they took offensive lineman. Dylan Fairchild. Well, I know you have his stats.
So he's actually a little bit of good news, even though it's not great news. Dylan Fairchild, overall PFF grades of 54.8, which is, I mean, not good, but it's better than Mims so far. It's better than Mims, so apparently.
And Mims was the 1st round pick. Dylan Fairchild was a 3rd round pick.
So, yeah, at least you got that going for you, Cincinnati. But the bad news is that there are 5 people on the offensive line, and I think the Bengals front office has a hard time understanding that there are 5 people on the offensive line. I just don't think he can count. I don't know. I don't know what it is, because if I'm Joe Burrow, I'm pissed. Like, I'm storming into that office and saying, best available free agent. Sign him.
Kind of like how he went to the front office and got Jamar Chase drafted.
Yeah.
He really needs to think about his health and his career after football, because it's going to be bleak. It's going to be bleak. Yeah. If he this track and it's trending this way. Then in the 5th round last year, they took another offensive lineman, Jalen Rivers. So 6 picks in that last year's draft, 2 offensive linemen.
Which, keep in mind, would be fine if you had a good offensive line to begin with.
Yes.
But you don't. You like, what we're trying to say is, this is like they are a construction team, and they're trying to build something. And they only get 2 tools every year. When you're building something that's already so broken, you're going to need more than 2 tools.
Yeah.
Out of the
tools.
At the 1 year, you said they had 10 opportunities.
Yeah.
To get offensive linemen, you're going to need more tools than that.
That 1 year, 2023, they had 10 picks.
Yes.
Did they take an offensive lineman? Nope.
Anyway, I'm done saying stupid metaphors. Cincinnati,
good.
Just get this guy some protection before you actually.
You got a really you got a really good QB. You protect him, invest in him. I mean, you've already invested in him with a 5-year extension. So you've invested in him. Protect the asset. He's one of the best QBs in the fucking league. Protect him. He isn't helping you by being on the fucking sideline, missing months and months of the season. What are you doing?
Yeah,
fuck.
100%.
I'm not even a Bengals. If I was a Bengals fan.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
To clarify, we aren't Bengals fans. We just set this up for the video.
Yeah.
And he, for some reason, just had a Bengals hat laying around.
This is the first time I had this hat for 2 years. I had to rip it out of the plastic bag to put it on.
Yeah, we aren't Bengals fans. We just set this up for the video. We're Raiders fans, so we know about that offensive line.
Yeah. And I'm also a Saints fan. They're also going through some shit with their offensive line. It's very obvious. Yeah.
But they put a lot more effort into theirs than the Bengals.
Holy smokes, yes.
But You got anything else to say?
No, Joe Burrow, please just demand a trade. I don't know if someone would take that contract. I mean, you are making a lot of money, but for your
Sure, you
health,
could find a team.
for your health, get the hell out of town. I don't want to see you ruin your career. Your career is essentially getting wasted by piss poor management. You're like the employee that does his job and does it well, and then they don't back you up at all.
Essentially.
Like, yeah. So yeah, Joe Burrow, please get the hell out of Dodge, or else you'll end up on the injured reserve every fucking year.
Yeah. Joe Burrows leaves Cincinnati. That's all I gotta say, man.
Yeah.
They've shown that they don't care about you. I mean, yeah, they care about you.
Money wise.
Money wise.
That fucking money needs to go to the guys protecting you, giving you time to throw the ball to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, whatever fucking tight end you fucking have. With those two wide receivers, you can have any fucking tight end. I mean,
essentially, yeah.
And what they got Noah Fant now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a rebuilding project. You know, I think the Donkeys drafted him, and
yes, and then he went to Seahawks. And
did he go to Seahawks
for a little bit? Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he's trying to find himself. He's trying to, but yeah, that honestly, that's a good tight end.
Yeah, he's not bad. Not bad at all.
No, those other projects that they throw to, like Jamar Chase and fucking T. Higgins, you're gonna get good looks because people are worried about those guys. No one's worried about Noah Fant.
Yeah.
Why do you think Gesicki had such a good fucking year when he was there?
Yeah.
No one was worried about Gesicki. They were worried about Chase and fucking Higgins. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jeez. I could go on and on. I'm done talking.
All right, guys. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this.
Yep.
See you guys in the next video.